Since I just made a video about World Trigger, I should probably talk about a show I believe was highly inspired by it. But between me and you, Kaiju number 8 is way better. But before we go into the main part of the video, you know we gotta talk about the lore. Our main character's name is Kafka Hibino. I think I said that shit right. Or it's like Hibino. Either way, you guys are not gonna believe it. This is like the first main character in anime I've seen in a long time that's not a high schooler. This man is a fully grown adult. He's like 30, bro. He's Unk status. Anyways, when he was younger, him and his childhood friend made a promise to each other that they would both join the Kaiju Defense Force. His friend ended up joining and climbing the ranks real fast, making a captain out of herself. Kafka though, that nigga not even making minimum wage, bro. His job was like a crime scene cleaner, but the crime scene are 700,000 pound kaiju. Bro, he be in the guts and shit. They be cleaning the poop, man. I'd be fucking damn. I'd rather get a job at Walmart. Fuck look like. He ended up working here because he failed the entrance exam time after time after time. So he's like, if I can't kill these with him, I might as well clean it up. That's the closest thing. One day, a new guy joins the cleaning crew, and he's aiming to join the Kaiju Defense Force. He started working at the cleaning place so he could learn the ins and outs of a kaiju, which would give him a better chance to pass the exam. His name is Reno Ichikawa. Kafka and him quickly become friends, and one day on the job, Ichikawa almost gets attacked by a kaiju, but Kafka was there and he tackled him out the way. But neither of them could stand toe-to-toe with it, so they were just getting chased and trying to fight back and just survive. And in the nick of time, Kafka's childhood friend shows up, and she saves them both. And this little incident made Ichikawa very loyal to Kafka, and it made Kafka want to retry the exam one more time. They both get sent to the hospital, and hear me out, the weirdest shit happens. Ichikawa is thanking Kafka for saving him again, right? And he's all like, oh, we both gotta go and we gotta do our best. We're gonna join the defense force. Hey, all happy times, right? In the middle of the conversation, a nasty ass alien comes in front of Kafka and tries to force his way down his throat. Ichikawa hears a commotion behind the curtains, right? So he checks on his bro. He like, what's up with you? And then he sees a full-blown humanoid kaiju. They both start freaking out. And then this old man walks by the door and he sees the kaiju. He doesn't say a single word, bro. He picks up his phone and instantly snitches, bro. The Kaiju Defense Force is now on its way to neutralize this nigga. Kafka didn't realize how strong he was. He placed his hand on the wall and it destroyed the foundation. The whole hospital hears the commotion and they go to check, and now the whole hospital realizes there's a kaiju in there. So they had no choice. They both ran away after Kafka broke the window, of course. Well, it wasn't even just the window. It was the window and then the rest of the wall went with it. And during his escape, while he's hiding away so he doesn't get caught, he hears a little girl crying, and she's crying because her mom is caught under debris after they just got attacked by a kaiju. Kafka punches the shit out the kaiju and then saves the mom. The kaiju comes back for round 2, and Kafka hit this nigga with the Javante Davis uppercut. The defense force hears about the other kaiju causing a commotion, and they rush towards the location. But by the time they got there, you know what Kafka did, and the kaiju's guts are everywhere. So the leader's like, what just happened, little girl? And the little girl was like, this good kaiju just saved me from this bad kaiju. And that just left them puzzled, and they're like, what the hell is she talking about? The defense force lost their lead on the Kaiju number 8, and Kafka finally learned how to de-transform. That's why they couldn't find him. And then everything was cool from then on, until it just wasn't. And that's the basic lore you need to know for real. Now we're gonna get into the main topic of the video. So obviously Kafka and Ichikawa, they both make the defense force, right? But Kafka, he didn't make it because he did good. The nigga was ass. And I mean ass. The only reason he made it is because the vice captain thought the nigga was funny. He was like, this nigga weak as hell, but he get me weak as hell. So I guess in the vice captain's head, that shit just balanced out. Ichikawa also made it, but because he was him, he actually did good. He was moving around like it was Call of Duty, slide canceling and shit. But at the beginning of the entrance exam, we got introduced to another important character, Kikaru Shinomiya. She's the daughter of the big dog. I'm talking about the leader of the whole defense force. And that last name isn't for nothing. She lives up to it. She's the #1 prospect of the whole thing. They was talking about her like they was talking about LeBron back in high school. Bro, they talking about her like they talk about Lamine Yamal right now. And she showed these other guys why they put her on this pedestal. Bro, she was moving different. She got #1 in every part of the exam. But at the very end, during the last exam test, they were tasked to kill the kaiju inside of a certain area. It was like a kill race. You get points for every kaiju you kill. And the points varied by how difficult the kaiju was to defeat. And in the end, Shinomiya damn near killed every single kaiju, even the hardest one. And when everybody was ready to leave the area, all the kaiju started waking back up. And this time they were 10 times stronger than they were. How does that even work? But that's not even the worst part. Shinomiya got the worst luck ever. Because after she defeated the big boss of the kaiju, they call it a Hanju, a humanoid kaiju appears right in front of her. And it's not Kafka. And this guy didn't give her a chance to even react. He blitzed her right in the chest. She stands back up and then she aims her gun at the kaiju. But the kaiju shoots her 17 more times. And she lets out a blood-curdling scream. Bro, imagine you on the field and you hear the #1 nigga screaming, brother, I'm leaving. Fuck this shit. And I'll give her credit. She a real nigga because she tries to stand up and fight again. But this time, the Hanju that she defeated and came back 10 times stronger, he decides he wants to get his licks back. And he slams her right through a brick wall. And she has daddy issues. Her whole childhood was fucked up because her dad was like, either be perfect or get the fuck out my face. So she wanted to be perfect. So all that built up trauma just caused her to fight back even more, even though her arm was turned into a fucking pretzel. The captain and vice captain tried rushing there just to help them in time, you know? Shinomiya was done, bro. She was on her knees, she was ready to die. And the Hanju was charging up a Gallic gun trying to destroy her. Kafka Hibino though, he come out the cut, he like, you did good, little girl. And then he takes over. He transforms into Kaiju number 8 and tanks the Gallic gun. And then he wants to end this fight in one punch, so that's what he decides to do. He charges it up and then launches his punch, and the Hanju also punches back, and their hands connect. But Kaiju number 8's punch tore every single bit of fiber, muscle, whatever the fuck was on that Hanju's hand is gone. It's just straight bone. And when the captain and vice captain got there, they see a scene that they've seen before. Remember when the little girl got saved? That little scene with the kaiju destroyed and the body parts everywhere is exactly what they seen again. And they're like, who the hell is doing this? And now the defense force is on the look for Kaiju number 8. They need to get that nigga locked up, in their head at least. Now Shinomiya knows that he's Kaiju number 8 and Ichikawa also knows. Now the first mission, they tell Kafka, yo, just leave everything to us, bro. Don't even expose yourself. And he agreed to the terms. The first mission came along and it's going swell, fantastic, bro. They killing every kaiju in sight. But then Ichikawa and another member of the defense force decide to like one up each other. Oh, I can do better than you. Oh, I can do better than you. So they going side by side competing. They run into a guy that's dressed like the cleaners that Kafka used to be. The uniform, right? And they start talking to him. They're like, hey, bro, is you stupid? You supposed to be cleaning after we kill these niggas, not while we killing these niggas. And the cleaner looks at them with these wide ass eyes, bro. This nigga gotta be off drugs. Like, ain't no way he isn't. He doesn't say a word back to them. He just lifts up his finger and then he shoots Iharu, whatever, nigga. He shoots that guy through the chest. And then he starts talking his shit. He like, damn, I don't really ever miss, bro. I was aiming for your heart. Damn, this form might be fucking my shit up. Then he transforms into a kaiju. And it turns out the whole time, he was the kaiju that attacked the exam the first day. So Kafka, he could turn from a kaiju, no, my fault. He could turn from a human to a kaiju. And this nigga could turn from a kaiju to a human. Well, this shit's insane. Ichikawa and Iharu, they realize, nigga, LeBron couldn't beat this nigga. So how am I gonna do it? They try to call for backup and the kaiju's like,
don't even try that. I know what y'all do. I blocked the transmission. Ain't nobody gonna hear you guys cry for help, bitch ass niggas.
And then he shoots Ichikawa in the gut and then in the leg. And that shit left him crippled, bro. But the suits they have, they work well in the combat. You know, they close up wounds, they help you move better, and they take damage way better than just your actual body. Ichikawa starts seeing the bullets better now. Like, he got used to the speed of it. So he tells Iharu, let me fight this nigga, and you go get help before I die. I'll hold him, but you better be back in 5 minutes, nigga. I'm about to be dead. At first, Iharu wasn't trying to listen to bro. He's like, you trying to little bro me, bro? Cause like, when I was saying back then, they were having a competition. They really like rivals for real. So they trying to one up each other. So he's like, you're not stronger than me, so why do I gotta go call him? But eventually he realizes the situation. He's like, yeah, I gotta go do this. So he runs to go get backup. Reno starts 1v1ing the kaiju. It was like a 20-second fight, you know? Then the kaiju's like, oh, so you know a little bit about me. You can dodge these bullets. But can you dodge 17 of these niggas at the same time? And as Ichikawa was about to get hit by all 17 of those, Iharu comes back and saves him at the nick of time. They start 2v1ing the kaiju, and they're actually holding their own. They get to a point where they hold him in place because Iharu shoots him with a electric round. You know, they be using different rounds and shit, right? And then he says, Ichikawa, do your best! And this nigga starts unloading the clip on that kaiju. You see these body parts falling everywhere on the ground, and you think this guy just won. You think they just did this shit. But kaiju number 9, he gets every single dead kaiju's body and uses it as a shield. All those body parts you see flying off, that was already the dead kaiju. This nigga's untouched. And then he rips out of a kaiju's body, like the inside of its gut, and then sprays Ichikawa down. Bro, he ripped through that body like ripping out the plastic. Oh, why the fuck am I doing that? Shut the fuck. The vice captain gets a call in his ear, and the rest of the squad hears it too. So Kafka and Shinomiya, they hear it, and they hear Ichikawa and Iharu's vitals dropped off. We haven't been able to communicate with them. And they're like, what? Back to the fight though. Iharu gets shot in the leg so he can't move now. And the Kaiju's so evil. He stands over Reno's body and just starts shooting it. Iharu builds up the power to pick up the gun in front of him to shoot him and try to stop him, right? He clicks it, the gun is broken, it doesn't work. The Kaiju looks at him, he like, I only need one person, I don't need another. So he decides he's gonna kill Iharu. But then Kaiju number 8 shows up. And every time Kaiju number 8 shows up, this hard ass rock music starts playing, bro. It's like, no, no, no. And I fuck with it, bro. And that shit clean. Kaiju number 8 punches Kaiju number 9's head clean off. Kaiju number 9's like, why can't I see my torso just flying? Go fast thinking, bro. Number 9 and number 8 start fighting. And number 8 beats the hell out of it. He stood no chance, bro. His whole core was showing and Kaiju number 8 was ready to like destroy it, right? But oh my god, 2 bum-ass soldiers reported. And they're like, we see a humanoid kaiju. The squad captain hears about it and he sends people to go check it out, right? Kaiju number 9, that gave him enough time to regenerate. He regenerates and he aims his shot at the 2 bum soldiers, right? Kaiju number 8, he jumps towards them and tanks the shot so they don't get hit. And Kaiju number 9 uses that to run away. And even though Kafka didn't get the chance to destroy him, he takes it as a W because he was able to save his friends, right? He runs away and he's walking down the aisle and he's still transformed into Kaiju number 8, which I have no idea why, right? I can't explain it, but it does happen. And in that alley, the vice captain walks up right in front of him. Boy, we about to get into something crazy. Vice captain unleashes his full potential, which is like 94% usage of the suit, right? And then he starts talking to Kaiju number 8. He's all like, you ever been to London, nigga? You ever been sliced up? Shanked? Have you ever even asked Uncle to drive?
What the fuck is this nigga talking about? This ain't even fair. I can't fight back against this nigga.
The vice captain starts unloading on Kaiju number 8, and all Kaiju number 8 can do is dodge. He can't fight back against the vice captain. What? The vice captain got tired of Kaiju number 8 just dodging and dodging and dodging. So he powers up and sends 2 invisible slashes towards Kaiju number 8. Number 8 dodges it, but that's exactly what the vice captain wanted. He instantly rushed him while he's mid-dodge and tries to slash his core. Number 8 seen it coming though, so he blocked it, and then he powers up all the way and punches his sword, breaking it. And then in that little commotion, he found a way to escape. The defense force goes back to their base, and they celebrate the victory. A couple days after this, they were chilling, and then randomly the base gets raided by a whole bunch of kaiju. The raid is so insane, they start thinking, what the fuck is happening? Because these kaiju don't act like this. They come to the conclusion that something is leading it, and the vice captain meets up with that one person leading it. Another humanoid kaiju. And let me keep it real with y'all. From what I've seen in this show, all this is just happening in Japan. I would have left this bitch so fast. The fuck I look like dealing with all these kaiju. Oh, let me join the defense force so I can... Fuck these niggas. I'm not saving y'all. I'm saving myself, nigga. I'm going to America. Or the UK, nigga. Watch me some Premier League. Fuck out of here. The vice captain fights the mega kaiju, or whatever you want to call it. I think they call it a Dai kaiju. And the rest of the squad deals with the other kaiju destroying the base, right? It gets to a point where the vice captain and the Dai kaiju are basically even. And to be honest, it got to the point where the vice captain started losing. And then he started adapting again, and then he started winning. But then once he low-key won by like cutting the kaiju in like different ways where it looked like it was defeated, the kaiju transformed into an even bigger kaiju. And no matter how much the vice captain tried, he couldn't hurt this version of the kaiju. And it got to the point where the vice captain was literally about to die. But then Mina, the goat, the captain, shows up and snipes that nigga, which saves the vice captain, but it didn't really do that much damage to the kaiju. She tries to shoot him again, but the kaiju is moving a little too much. She needs a still target to do the most damage, you know? And even though the vice captain is all worn out, he can't move a single bit. He decides he needs to cut this nigga up and make him stop moving just so she can get the final blast. He tried it, but he couldn't outpace the regeneration of the kaiju. But then Shinomiya shows up, and they work together, and they both destroy one of the legs. And it wasn't even just Shinomiya that showed up. The rest of the squad showed up, and they all started spraying. And this gave her a perfect time. And then the vice captain, he starts going even crazier, slicing this nigga up. And he was about to get, like, bit by the kaiju. And Mina was like, that's why I made you my vice captain. You know, she got the captain armband, so she can talk all that, you know what I'm saying? Mina took the opportunity to snipe and kill the Hanju. And everybody starts celebrating. Woo, we did it! Did you really? In the midst of celebrating, they hear a weird sound and they all look up and they see this humongous, I don't know what the hell it is, honestly, a red ball. It's like every single kaiju packed into a meteor looking thing, bro. And it turns out the last thing that big kaiju told the little niggas that he brought along with him, yo, turn yourselves into bombs and kill these niggas. And the kaiju, with every part of his body cut off, just his head, he starts talking. He's like,
yo, man. This is what I call a tie, bitch ass nigga. You're not taking no 3 points from me. It's one apiece.
Now the whole squad is cornered. They can't shoot it or it's gonna blow up. It can't touch the floor or it's gonna blow up. Nigga, it can't do anything or it's gonna blow up. So Kafka, he didn't take any chances. He didn't care about the consequences. He just wanted to save everybody. So in the middle of the field, while everybody's watching him, he turns into Kaiju number 8 and he does the impossible. And you best believe that rock music was playing. No, no, no. Kafka powers up while everybody's watching and leaps into the air and punches the big ass mass, sending it, I don't even know how far into the sky. Everybody drops to the floor, the bomb goes off, it still does a lot of damage, but nobody was hurt. And Kaiju number 8 was standing there, or the fuck up, I ain't gonna lie, having the rubble go around him to save the 2 people in front of him, behind him, which is kind of crazy. That was clean. And the moment everything was over, Mina places Kafka under arrest, which in my opinion is crazy. First of all, he saved them from the first, mission. The vice captain should be the one speaking up for real. To be honest, they all should. Look what he just did for y'all bitch ass niggas. Not gonna lie, if I'm Kafka, I'm calling out everybody 1v1 right now, 30-second power circle. But in all honesty, they do place him under arrest and they lock him up. And while he was locked up, he starts remembering what Shinomiya told him. And she said kaijus that are given a number are usually killed and turned into weapons. So him getting caught was actually worst case scenario. And I was thinking to myself, if I'm locked up and they told me that I was gonna get turned into a weapon after I got killed, brother, I'm breaking out. There's no way those things are holding me. What the fuck? I'm Kaiju number 8. After a little bit passes by, Mina comes in and she's ready to transfer him to headquarters. They walk him outside and all his squad mates are lined up while he walks by them. Bro, that's torture, bro. They probably think this nigga evil and shit. If I was Kafka, I'd be in my head like, these niggas really hate me, bro. But when Kafka was getting on the ship, Ichikawa came out of the car and said, I believe in you, big brother. And when the doors closed, Mina even reassured him. She's like, we all trust you, bro. You just saved our lives. And that made him feel good. He started crying, bro. This is the lamest shit ever, bro. Let me tell you. He had his head down and he was like, will I still be able to fight by your side? Lame ass nigga, bro. He lucky she said she'll be waiting for him, bro. Deep down, you know she was like, this nigga lame as hell. Shinomiya had the grand idea of telling her dad not to kill Kafka, and the way he handled it was absolutely insane. General Dede, you can't kill Kafka. He saved my life. Bitch. When I say be perfect, I mean even saving your own life, goddammit. But Daddy, look at this file, bitch. That good for nothing Kaiju. Yeah, I hard R that bitch. He don't even got a heart no more. I'ma kill that Kaiju, and I'ma turn that nigga into my weapon. And the very next day, it was Judgment Day, man. And Shinomiya's dad walked in ordered the fuck up, bro. Now be real, that nigga ain't just walking that bitch sauced the fuck up. He came in there and said, unlock him. Kafka getting up all confused. He like, this nigga really let me free. And then as soon as he looks up, he immediately gets shot like 17 times. He just kept shooting. And then when the smoke clears, we see Kafka transformed his arm and protected himself. And he's complaining like, what the hell you doing? But the general don't give a f. Now he wants some blood for a sample. And you would think, oh, he gonna get a syringe and probably like stab him all aggressive. But no, oh, y'all not even gonna be ready for this. He rushes him and rips a chunk out of his gut, barehanded. Bro, that shit's so inefficient. But he somehow found a way to hold enough blood for a test tube. Ain't no way that's his first time doing it, bro. He has technique. There's no way he would've got that much on his first try. He's a freak. He's done this shit for fun. After this, the general was done with experiments. He was ready to squabble. And these gloves that he's using, they're made from the kaiju that killed his wife and Shinomiya's mom. Same person, you know? Kafka wanted to prove that he wasn't a kaiju, so he wasn't really fighting back. So the beginning of this fight, he was getting his ass beat. The first attack took his whole arm off, but the general wasn't giving him any time to relax. He was just sending attack after attack. And the more the damage Kafka took, he would lose control over his powers. But that's exactly what the general wanted. So he just kept attacking relentlessly. Kafka tries running away from him, but the general was always one step ahead of him. And he was still not giving Kafka any breaks. He hit Kafka with a devastating punch. And then he follows up with an uppercut from hell. And I don't know if y'all seen that, but that uppercut took his leg off. Kafka regenerates, but his regeneration is fast. But damn, you can't keep losing shit like this. Cause no matter how many times you regenerate, the general's gonna come back with some bombs. And on the brink of death, Kafka had enough. Well, Kafka's body had enough. And when the general was ready to land his final blow, Kafka's body retaliated. He loses all control to his powers and rushes the general. Kafka tries to throw a punch at him, but the general easily weaves it. And Kafka is so far gone right now, you know what he does to throw another punch? Instead of just throwing another punch, he turns all the way until his torso tears off, and then tries to punch the general again. What the actual f? The general blocks it this time. Number 8 regenerates and then sends a barrage of punches at the general. The general is helpless, bro. He's getting dribbled right now. But he finds a way out, and now he wants to go back on the offensive again. But instead, they threw a punch simultaneously and they collided. After that, they just started trading blows. And they got to the point where Kaiju number 8 was just overpowering him. And I don't say that lightly. He started beating the shit out of him. And all the general could do was try to block it. But even that wasn't enough. He was still getting his shit rocked. And Kafka didn't let him breathe not once. He started using shit I didn't even know he had in his arsenal. Like, since when could he scream and do damage? He even took something out of Hulk's playbook. He grabbed the general and started slamming him left and right like he was Loki or some shit. And even though Shinamiya's dad was always an ass to her, she was still sitting there watching that shit. Then she started screaming and telling Kafka to lock the fuck in. He felt that deep in his soul and he started fighting back. But number 8 was ready to launch the final attack on the general. But in the end, he couldn't get full control over the Kaiju. But he didn't need full control. He used whatever control he had left and put a hole through his stomach. And he stopped himself with a beautiful buzzer beater. And the very next day, the general had a conference where he was going to decide Kafka's fate. He told Mina to come to this meeting so he could talk to her directly. And ultimately, the general decided he was going to let Kafka join the defense force. And that's where this video ends. Thank you guys so much.